Welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Terry Morrow.
And I'm Catherine Haleko.
As parents and parenting writers, we can't help but see everything through a parenting lens. But as our kids have become adults, we find ourselves more interested in getting caught up on movies and streaming than on going over the same parenting topics over and over.
So since we're pretty sure we can find parenting wisdom anywhere, we're going to talk about what we're watching, what we thought about it, and maybe what we can learn from it, if only what not to do. Watch and listen along, and let's all make like we're doing something important for our families. Each Tuesday, we bring you our thoughts on a newer entertainment property, and for this week of August 19th, we're continuing with A Gentleman in Moscow, a limited series on Paramount Plus based on a book. This episode was called An Assembly, and we had a lot going on in terms of spycraft and Alexander really trying to face the fact that this is not a good situation and he needs to get Sophia out of it.
Yes, especially if she's going to continue to just wantonly play the blues whenever she feels like it.
Right, in front of the weasel.
How is it that he has not fallen afoul of somebody?
I know.
I mean, I feel bad for Osip, and I think that things will go very badly from him. But does Khrushchev mean that we get rid of the weasel?
Right.
He's part of the old guard, right?
He is.
He has a picture of Stalin in his office. Drag that man away immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness. But I was very worried when he had Sophia come into her office and closed his door.
Oh, yes.
No.
Never a good thing. Yes.
But it turns out he is just a political weasel and not somebody who would harm a young woman. Psychologically. So.
Right.
Other than that, your parents got killed. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
That guy. Come on, that guy. Why is that guy still around?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta admire him though, because he was, he's aged almost all the way through this series in that hotel, and thinks pretty highly of himself. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
And, who knows what's going to happen to him? But somebody has ratted out that he has a picture of Stalin in his office and was very upset about the man's death. Right.
Mm-hmm. I hope so. Boy, oh boy.
Oh. But it is, I do feel for Osip, who at the beginning was such a foe. And by the end, I feel like Alexander should have been a little nicer to him there at the end.
Right.
It's your friend. It's your buddy. You watch movies with him.
Right.
He saved your daughter. Don't
have some
snippy with him now.
Have some gratitude.
What was it all for?
Yes.
Well. Osip did not appear to necessarily want it, but he did at least give him a heads up.
Right.
And his wife, who was so snippy the last time we saw her, looked truly like, what do I pack for the gulag?
Right. This is not going to go well for us.
Or whatever is the horrible fate du jour in the new regime.
Yeah.
But yikes. And Misha comes back.
Misha.
Who I had assumed was long ago shot and thrown off at the side of the road somewhere.
Right.
But when the previously ons had him all over them, I'm going, oh, so.
Right. He'll be back.
At least for part of this episode, he's still alive, I guess.
Right. But he has been thoroughly broken, physically and spiritually and mentally, and he cannot stay.
No. I honestly thought he was going to go throw himself off the roof, but he didn't. I guess he never got showed the back stairs. So
I'm glad he didn't.
Well, but isn't that what the girl did to Alexander's sister?
Yeah, maybe. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can't quite remember.
I thought that would have been poetic.
Right.
But just wanders off into the snow. I'm sure he's just going to find himself a nice coffee shop and, have a pastry, and then go right back.
Right.
But yes, that was very sad.
And some very, like, tender moments with Alexander trying to help him and trying to console him and wash
what
his
must have been
feet.
very upsettingly awful feet.
Yes.
That was tragic. And
Yeah. But it certainly got him to be like, okay, I cannot just assume everything's going to be okay.
No.
I need to protect my kid here.
Right. Although I was thinking when he goes wired up into this meeting, it's like if this goes bad, things are going to go bad for his kid too.
Yes.
So it's just hope and everything.
Yeah.
And Anna is with Sophia like, I appreciate the rebellious stage, honey. I really do, but not tonight.
Not now. Oh, dear.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I feel like in the book, a couple of differences.
Yeah.
One, Sophia was a lot more sort of innocent, and she wasn't being so sassy to the weasel. You know, she was just kind of this sweet little thing who was very talented musician.
Yes, I think I would prefer that.
And there was a whole thing about the dress, that blue dress that she had on. They basically changed it to when he had that freak out about her sitting next to the boy on the piano bench. In the book, it was over that dress and how it was like backless, and he was all like clutching his pearls over that.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting something like that. A little fatherly. Put something on those shoulders, miss.
Exactly. that for sure happened in the book. And then I could be wrong because I'm not good at remembering specifics about books, but I thought that he didn't wear like a wire to that dinner. He just took mental notes.
Well, that would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, and you know, he had like drew this whole diagram of who was sitting where, and it was like very important to know who was sitting in what seats. Right. And, you know, it was quite a long, scene. So that was a change that they had to make, obviously.
So dangerous to have the wire, especially the relatively primitive wire setup that they had.
Right. So given they had a man whose whole job was to be looking for these things.
Seems like that could have been anticipated. But, oh well. Fortunately, the people whose job it was to frisk and to find the bugs were not good at their jobs, so he made it through.
Right.
Yay!
And they also, in the book, introduced that character of the American spy / ambassador guy way before this. I mean, this was the first time we'd
seen him before?
I don't think so, but in the book, it was like a very long relationship.
I would wish for that. And I didn't think that we had seen him before, but you needed to have. He needed to have like built the same relationship with him that he did with other people. And this just seems like out of the blue, this guy says, hey, we'd like you to risk your life. Here's what you need to do. Yeah. And so that was weird.
Yeah, that for sure was something that...
It would not have been hard to insert that guy into like 10 scenes over the course of the series.
Right. Or 3. Just like a couple.
Enough that you remembered him, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, a small conversation at the bar in one episode. Yeah. Just would not have to be much. But he just like came out of the blue.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few things like that, obviously they had to condense for for time because, anticipating the ending, there's a lot of people who need to play a part and we haven't found them all yet. So,
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how they're going to make that all.
Yeah. Well, they're going to condense the number of people necessary, I guess.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
Double up on roles or whatever. But,
right.
Yeah.
It's I mean, I was wondering, I've been wondering all along, you can do things in books that you can't do in TV and vice versa, of course. Right. So I'm curious to see how it all ends up. So,
but at least Anna finally told the Count that she loves him. That was has it been now, and it was a surprise to him.
That was such a great scene. And then he's just stunned, and she's like, well, I'm not going to repeat it. Like, you got one, buddy, and that's it.
They've pretty much raised a child together and known each other for decades and decades under dangerous situations.
Right.
But, just buddies, apparently, in his mind.
Right.
Oh, well. It's very sweet. Relationship they've had.
Yeah.
And I guess we did not see Olga this time, so I guess you may be correct that, well...
The voiceover saying we were all together. Yeah.
Had to do with her no longer being around for whatever reason, but...
She's retired and taking it easy with Vasily.
Right. How many years are supposed to have passed between last episode and this episode?
It can't be that many, right? Because Sophia was a teenager at the end of the last one, and she's still a teenager in this one. So it's only been a short time, I think. I think it's 1953.
Yeah, that's what they said. What was it last time? They need to give better signposts on this.
I don't know.
They put the numbers of days, but... I mean, being that it's this, I think that she maybe was a younger teenager in the last one. Right. In this, she's an older teen or early 20-something. I don't know. But it seemed like time had gone by for the others.
Yeah.
So presumably for her as well, unless there's a place on the roof where you don't age.
Time doesn't pass. Yeah.
Yep. It's harder to age a young person into a slightly older young person than it is to make a young person look older and older and older and older.
Right.
So, or not a young person, a middle age. How old was Ewan McGregor?
Yeah, good question.
Maybe they youthed him up for the beginning.
Yeah, they probably
and aged
did.
him up for the end.
Yeah, because it's quite a long time span.
Yes, it really is. So, I was worried that when they were doing all this plotting of all sorts, I guess they were running the bathtub because they figured their place is bugged.
Yes,
I was nervous about people having discussions. And how is it that after all this time, nobody has found the fake room in his little cell? You can just use that at will, and nobody says, hey, the Count doesn't seem to be anywhere in the hotel at this moment. Where could he be?
And where is his poor friend?
For periods of time, completely. Yeah. And nobody...
Well, only his friends know about it.
I guess. I guess they don't have his room bugged. Which seems foolish.
Right.
Why would you not? But... why would not have OSIP done that ages and ages ago?
Maybe they didn't have the technology at that time.
I guess. Yeah. But you would think the weasel would have gotten to it at some point.
Right.
I bet he's talking about me. What is he saying about me?
Yeah.
I enjoyed when he was giving a toast to the fallen leader, and all the staff was just like trying their very hardest not to roll their eyes and not necessarily succeed. It's
like, great, Stalin, yes, you will be missed. Not really.
You got to be careful. Mm-hmm. Oh my. Well, the talk about the modern conveniences that we have in America. The garage door openers, the garage door openers.
Right.
And the washing machines.
Yes.
All this stuff. Well, I'm going to send you, even though you sort of disapprove a little bit, you're going to send your kid there because that's what we want for our kids, is to have, have the conveniences. And of course,
to have the garage door opener.
That's right. That's what every parent dreams. Mm-hmm. I remember when I was a kid, my mom would get out of the car and open the garage door. That was, my dad would stay behind the wheel. My mom would have to get out and yank the thing up. So I imagine she was pretty psyched when garage door openers became a thing. But it seems like unmanly for my dad to not have done it. But I think his feeling was he would have to turn the car off and then turn the car back on, or.
Right. He was the driver. So. He
was the driver. So, and he was always the driver.
Right.
So, I guess women maybe see the value of the conveniences, like Anna said, he says he's been in the most inconvenient place, but of course he really hasn't been in the most inconvenient place. No. He's been in a very, very cushy spot.
Right.
Even under the limited circumstances.
Right.
Even
though he has fallen from gentleman to waiter, but he has always had enough to eat. He's had a roof over his head. Yes. He's had a secret room. He's never seemed to have a shower or a bathtub, but he's managed to keep himself clean somehow.
That's right. Yeah, well, maybe he uses Anna's when he's over there. But he's you make your best of what you got, and he has a good place to make the best of. So raised one kid there, sort of partially friendship wise, a second. So he's had a surprisingly complete life for somebody in jail.
Right.
So
house arrest, I guess, is
and
more.
now, of course, he comes to the point where you have to let your kid go.
Right.
Oh, that's very difficult. But even if it weren't the case that if she stayed, she would have a life of problems. Even so, it's still hard to say.
It's still hard, no matter.
Go fly, little bird. It's fine. It'll be fine. Right. I can't go. I'll have to stay behind, but you go.
Right.
And, I guess Nina also flew off to have her life, and that didn't work out so well. So hopefully Sophia will, have a wonderful career as a pianist and wear beautiful dresses and not end up in a ditch in some frozen area.
Right.
And we know she doesn't because she is narrating.
She's narrating.
Yes!
Exactly. Phew.
A couple of times in this episode, I was going, oh no, wait a minute.
Boy.
She's alive to talk about it, so
that's a relief.
And also, there's one more episode, so I'm pretty sure Alexander doesn't get killed in this one, so.
Yeah. Well, that'll lead us to
suspense.
Yeah. So next week, we will discuss that finale. It's called Adieu. And which is, a signal there.
Yes.
We are
the last episode.
Yes. We will also kick off the next season of Only Murders in the Building. Woo! It's back. Season 4.
Two building related properties, one after the other.
That is true, but I believe they are leaving the building in this one.
That is true. There was a murder in the building, but they are not themselves staying in the buildings.
Right.
Everybody's fleeing next week, one way or the other.
So since that show is going to be dropping its episodes on Tuesdays, we are going to give ourselves a day to collect our thoughts and discuss those episodes on our Wednesday episodes. So then we're going to switch Lost to Tuesdays.
Okay.
But for this week, our last chat will still be on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. So we'll see you back here for that.
Thank you for listening. You can find all our episodes on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com.
You can also talk to us on our Facebook page, on Instagram, or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat. And please visit our Amazon shop at amazon.com/shop/mamatude, where you can find links to a lot of the things we've talked about over the years.